Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Hakimi and my matrix number is 27359. So today I'll be presenting my part, which is the introduction part. So Islam is a universal religion regulating all aspects of human life, both worship and muamalah, which means transaction and also business. So it is regulated how the behavior of consumers and also the producers in carrying out the economic activities. The interactions in the market are regulated, so there will be no market power that benefits only just one party. So in the Islamic market structure, there is indeed freedom in economics, but it is still limited by rules without ignoring the principles of responsibilities and also justice. So buying and selling transactions are permissible in Islam as long as it does not contain usury. So what is usury? Usury is the action or practice of lending money at unreasonably high rates of interest and things that can harm either party. As Allah has said in the Quran in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 275, that is because they say that buying and selling is the same as usury, even though Allah has justified the buying and selling and also forbidding usury. So the market mechanism built in Islam is based on Islamic teaching norms related to economic activities. Market mechanism is not a perfect or standard thing, so it is possible to fail in achieving economic goals. So this is where intervention is needed so that the market mechanisms runs in accordance with the interests of the Islamic economy. In Islamic teaching, the market is placed in a position proportionally different from the extreme views of capitalism and also socialism. The market is not only the major distribution mechanism in the economy, but also only one of the various mechanisms taught by Islamic view. So now we pass the next part to my groupmate.
My name is Nur Nabila and I will continue about the perfect competition. Perfect competition is a market structure that describes the ideals of a free market. Theoretically, we assume that firms and customers have perfect knowledge about the market and resource prices are constant even when firms may enter or exit the market at constant cost. Based on this assumption, there are few characteristics of the markets. The first one is large numbers of buyers and sellers. The market is characterized by a large numbers of buyers and sellers. Because of that, each individual seller supplies only a small share of the total quantity offered in the market. And also the buyers are numerous so that no monopolistic power can affect the working of the market. The second one is firms sell identical products and services. Firms in the market sell homogeneous and standardized products. The product, therefore, are perfect substitutes of each other. The assumption of large numbers of sellers are homogeneous products imply that the individual firms in perfect competition are price takers. The slide shows the demand curve of the firm is horizontal or perfectly elastic, and the horizontal demand curve faced by the individual firm in a perfectly competitive market indicates that the firm can sell any amount of output at the prevailing market price.
My name is Siti Nurshidi Community Zone, metric number 2783093. So, the third characteristic of perfect competition is the market share for every firm is relatively small. Since there are many sellers in the market selling an identical product, the competition for buyers is intense. So, each firm basically will have no significant influence on the market. Since each firm cannot affect the market, the price and quantity by changing its amount of supply, the firms in this market is a price taker. The last one is firms are free to enter or exit the market. In the other words, no barriers to entry or exit. It means that the market is open to competition from new suppliers. This affects the long-run profits made by each firm in the industry. The long-run equilibrium for a perfectly competitive market occurs when the marginal firms makes normal profit only in the long term.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Khairul Nazri bin Eri, metric card number 269927. So, in my part, we will learn about perfect competition market in Islamic view. Allah has said in Quran in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 275, A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim wa ahallallahu al-bai'a wa harrama riba. In this verse, it is clear to understand that Allah gives permission to human to doing trade, or in Islamic term we call as a muamalah. But Allah also prohibited human from doing interest or riba. Actually, in Islamic economy, there's no significant difference with conventional economics in terms of the characteristics of perfect competition market. This is two scholars, which is Adam Smith, that represent the idea in conventional economics, and the other one is Ibn Taymiyyah, the very well-known scholars in Islam that related with muamalah, which is trade. This is the characteristics of competition market in Islamic view. People must be free to enter and exit the market, which means there is no restriction or law to give buyers or sellers to enter the market. The second is an adequate level of information about market, which means both sellers and buyers have well information about the market or services. Monopolistic elements also must be removed from the market in Islamic view. Monopolistic are injustice to certain people, so it is highly prohibited in Islam. And the fourth is homogeneity and product standardization are highly recommended. Most sellers have same products and services. And lastly, any deviation from honest economic freedom.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Ni Ahmad Azim Hakimi bin Mansur and my matrix number is 271809. So now I would like to give a conclusion on Islamic view on perfect competition market. So the market structure of perfect competition is a market structure that is closer to the Islamic market structure. As we can see before, the mechanism described by Ibn Taymiyyah is almost the same as the characteristic of a perfectly competitive market, except for a few characteristics. So this means that the Islamic market is the ideal perfect competition market for everyone. Islam has regulated how to interact in the market, where Islam has prohibited any hoarding, monopolies, usury, and so on, which is the beginning of the creation of a market mechanism that approach a perfectly competitive market. Therefore, it can be concluded that Islam has exemplified how the market should move, as it happened during the Caliph Umar bin Al-Khattab, and the system has succeeded in creating a perfectly competitive market. So I think that's all from our group. Thank you for listening.